Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has announced that Australians will be given a public holiday on September 22 to mourn the death of Queen Elizabeth IIThe. The day will officially be called the National Day of Mourning for Her Majesty the Queen, and will give a 4-day-long weekend to one state. Retailers are being forced to juggle unplanned complications after the sudden announcement, but Albanese has defended the decision, saying the memorial public holiday is appropriate. Meanwhile, in confirming the public day of mourning, Victoria has announced its Queen's birthday public holiday will be known as the King's Birthday Long Weekend. Now Charles III is the monarch. However, it will remain on the same day in June. Read more. Strict rules in place for saying farewell to the Queen. The public holiday to mark the sovereign's birthday on the second Monday in June will now be known as the King's Birthday. No administrative changes are required for this, a Victorian government statement said. Here is everything you need to know about Australia's National Day of Mourning. Will I get a public holiday? Yes, everyone living in Australia will be entitled to a public holiday to mourn the contribution Queen Elizabeth II made to the country. Is Friday a public holiday? If you live in Victoria, yes. The day falls just before the AFL Grand Final Friday holiday, creating a 4-day weekend. For those living outside Victoria, Friday, September 23 will not be a public holiday. Read more. The life and achievements of Queen Elizabeth. Why is the Queen's National Day of Mourning public holiday on Thursday, September 22? The public holiday is timed around when the Prime Minister and Governor-General return after flying to London for the Queen's funeral. Albanese and David Hurley will travel to London on Thursday ahead of the service on Monday, and return on Wednesday. Long-established protocol dictates the official day of mourning should fall the day after their return. Will we get this public holiday next year? No. This public holiday will only be observed to mourn Queen Elizabeth's death and will be a one-off for 2022. Read more. What we know about plans for the Queen's funeral. Will there be a national memorial? A national memorial service will be held at 11 a.m. in the Great Hall of Australian Parliament House in Canberra. The service will begin with 1 minute silence and will be broadcast live on 9 News. com.au. What do the states and territories say? New South Wales shops, restaurants, cafes and retailers will be open as they are on public holidays like Australia Day or New Year's Day. It won't be a restricted trading day like Good Friday or Anzac Day, when some stores are closed or have limited opening hours. Banks and financial institutions will be closed for the day of mourning. For employers and employees, the provisions of the Fair Work Act 2009 regarding working on public holidays will apply, NSW Employee Relations Minister Damien Hope said. In Victoria, there will be similar trading conditions to NSW, with the day being considered a normal public holiday trading day. Premier Daniel Andrews said the day would be consistent with the Grand Final Friday, Boxing Day and many other public holidays. Explained, day-by-day guide from now until the Queen's funeral. Queensland. No official announcement has been made regarding trading hours for retailers, shops, restaurants and cafes. It's expected they will trade as they normally would on other public holidays. Western Australia general retail shops in Perth will be able to trade between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Other shops in regional WA are ordinarily closed on public holidays, unless the local government authority has previously applied for an extension to their trading hours. South Australia Premier Peter Malinauskas said usual arrangements for public holidays will be in place, including the closure of schools, banks and the payment of public holiday penalty rates to workers. Shop trading hours will be similar to Anzac Day, when shops stay closed until midday. Larger shops in the city and suburbs will be permitted to open from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Read more. 10 everyday Australians invited to attend Queen's funeral. Tasmania. The one-off national public holiday will be subject to the same arrangements as most other public holidays in Tasmania. Tasmania's Minister for Workplace Safety and Consumer Affairs Elise Archer said there would not be restrictions on trade, however businesses will be required to comply with all relevant duties as spelled out in their awards. Northern Territory people across the Northern Territory will also get the day off, along with the rest of the country. No official announcement has been made regarding trading hours, but it's expected shops will trade as they normally would on public holidays. Australian Capital Territory trading hours haven't been confirmed yet for shops, restaurants, cafes and retailers in the Act. In terms of events, the National Memorial Service will be held at the Great Hall of Parliament House in Canberra at 11 a.m. and broadcast across the country. Analysis: after a lifetime of preparation, Charles takes the throne. Will New Zealand have a National Day of Mourning like ours? Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has announced New Zealand will also have a one-off public holiday to mark the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Their holiday will be on Monday, September 26 and will coincide with a state memorial service at the Wellington Cathedral of St. Paul. Do businesses have to pay public holiday rates? If a business decides to operate on September 22, they will have to pay their workers public holiday rates, but the finer details are still being organized in each state and territory. The Australian Retailers Association urged states and territories to quickly clarify trading conditions. The Queen's funeral will take place on Monday, September 19.